Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Get Close. I'm your co-host, Gio.
I'm Bart.
What up, Bart?
What up, Gio?
Okay, so I recently came across a JK News video where, well, it's a reel, like a clip.
Yeah, on Instagram.
And on Instagram, and everyone was going. So it's the Careful Boys. So it's Nick Dunn, Bart Kwan, Anthony Lee, Steve Green, Ryan May Comfort, and JoJo. Right, the 6 of you guys.
Yeah.
And on this JK News, you guys are talking about just different topics and stuff, and then it gets really personal. And I think everyone was going around the room and talking about things that they were insecure about. And I think Anthony was hosting, and he asks the room about any insecurities that anyone has. And then, like, you put your hand up and you wished you were taller.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Okay.
So what the fuck? Are you insecure about that or not? Because you said you were insecure about that. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, but you know when you're in the moment, just anything can happen.
So you're saying you can lie? So you're basically lying?
No. In the moment, that's what I was insecure about. Maybe right now, I might be insecure about something else.
That doesn't make sense. You're insecure about something, and you're insecure about it.
Yeah.
Either until you get over it, but like, I don't even understand what you're saying.
What would you?
Literally, yeah, that's what happened in my brain. I went, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like you. Like when I ask you, what do you want to eat? And you go, I don't know what I want to eat. I just know what I don't want to eat. So
Yeah.
every single time, it's like, sometimes you want Mexican, sometimes you want Italian, sometimes you want sushi.
Yeah, but I'm not insecure about
different.
that.
Yeah, but it's different every time, right? It's a different flavor.
No.
People are different flavors, different times. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'm insecure about this. Sometimes I'm insecure about that.
So, like, I was insecure. I don't even know if I guess insecure is the right word. I was insecure about my small boobs.
Yeah.
Right? Because I have an image of who I wanted to look like and who I wanted to become.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, all of that.
Okay.
What woman I wanted to become.
Like when you're like 5 or something.
Yeah, or like my teenage years. I'm like, this is when I see Gio in the future, this is what she looks like.
That's pretty normal.
This is what she's driving. This is her, significant other. Like, I just had all of that.
I think that's very normal. A lot of people, when they're like young, they just have a vision board of who they want to be and become and all that.
Yeah. Do you have a vision board now?
No, I actually don't.
Oh, okay. I still have my vision board, but we'll get back to that. Yeah.
Wow.
We'll get back to that later. So on my vision board at that age, I was like, my boobs is one of them. So I can do everything I possibly can to like make my brain bigger, make my body, harder. Like there's things I can do to change those, right? I couldn't change my boobs other than cosmetic surgery.
Have you tried everything?
To make them bigger, the size I wanted, there's nothing that can do that.
There's no like ointment and you
to make it go,
ooh la la. No?
No, none of that.
Oh, okay.
So that was my insecurity. Therefore, I changed it.
I see.
Right. So I have a lot of these insecurities, and I changed them. Like I don't want to be dumb. I changed that.
How'd you do
I don't want to be. I'm still working on it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I haven't stopped.
Just didn't want you to think you were
finished.
finished.
I got there. Yeah, I got it, bro.
Okay.
Tone it down. But so I say all that to say that it never leaves. Right? Maybe I can grow out of it, but I don't ever go back and forth. I'm not like, today I love my boobs. They're the best boobs ever. And then I go, oh, man, I hate them. It's usually pretty consistent for me. If it's one thing I am insecure about, I either learn how to love it or deal with it, or I change it.
Yeah.
I don't go back and forth like what you're saying. Like one day I want Mexican. The next day I want a fucking Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, yeah. I'm not insecure about my height.
You literally said you're insecure about your height.
I think maybe I misunderstood the question either then or now, but it was more so like, if you could change something about you, what would you change?
Where the fuck is
and for
my
me, it
phone?
was height.
I got to find that. Oh, it's right in front
but
of me.
I'm not insecure about it.
Is that what that is? I got to look it up now. Keep talking, because I just got to prove myself wrong or you wrong.
No, literally, that's what it is. I think I misinterpreted what was said now or before.
Oh, pues.
But it was, what would you change? And I was like, oh yeah, I would totally add like anywhere between 2 to 3 to 4 to 6 inches.
Oh man. Well.
But why?
Right.
Why do you ask that?
Well, because I was just really taken aback that you would even have an insecurity like that. Because yes, we all have insecurities, and I understand that you have insecurities, right? Like you're insecure if you don't know how to defend yourself, or you're insecure
That's
if you're
something I'm insecure about.
Of course, because it's valid and it makes sense. But when it comes to like physical attributes about yourself, you don't give a fuck.
I do, because that's not part of my vision board.
Oh.
Like when I was 5, I thought I was gonna be like a super dope athletic dude. I thought I was gonna be like 6'2",
Yeah.
And then God shortchanged me like a good.
When did you think you were gonna be?
Good 12 inches.
When did you think you were gonna be 6 feet tall?
Well, so when I did kung fu, my Sifu's son,
Yeah.
he was kind of like my role model. Like he was like my local Michael Jordan, if you will.
Yeah.
And he was a tall dude. Like he played water polo, and he
Tall to you at that age?
I just knew he was tall.
Okay.
But as a kid, like I would see him grow up with me, right? Like I'm like 5, he might have been 10 or something, and then as I got to 10, he was 15. So like I saw him grow up with me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, he's an adult. Like when you do kung fu and you look good and you're athletic, like he's an adult. And my Sifu was like 5'10". So I saw him surpass my Sifu and get taller and taller, and he had like broad shoulders, and he like started playing water polo, and he was just like a stud muffin. And I was like, okay, cool. That's a stud muffin. I want to be a stud muffin.
Yeah.
And then so here comes me in high school. I'm like 5'2". I'm like, all right, here it comes. Here it comes. Everybody just watch out. You know, and then like my like junior year, here it comes, 5'6". Oh boy, I'm real close, getting close to that 6'2". You know, and then like I get to like senior year, and I'm like, ooh, 5'7". Everybody just watch out, here it comes. And then it was like one of those things where like you light the firework and you run like 10 feet aside, and you're like this.
It's a dud.
And it's like, you're like, all right, here we go, 5'8", 5'9". I know we got a good 5 more inches. It's gonna go boom. Everyone just watch out. And then now I'm 38, and I'm still
How tall are you?
Still waiting for the boom.
You're 5'9"?
5'8", 5'9". I don't know.
You're 5'8"?
Could be either of those. I've been measured by both before.
What? I've always teetered on 5, honestly closer to 5'10", 5'11", because I've been like 5'10" and 3/4. So I'm just like, all right, I'm fucking 5'11".
Yeah, it depends on when I get measured. I don't know.
Yeah. I know you're taller in the morning, but yeah, height was never something I even paid attention to.
Well, because you always had it.
Well, and I didn't even know I was tall, right? Because if you have too much of it, especially as a girl.
Yeah, it's like a rich guy thing. I never knew I had money. I just never worried about it.
Yeah, no, but for a girl, it's not like a desirable thing.
Every girl wants to be tall.
Okay, fine.
You want to be long and slender? You want to be a model?
That's true. Did you just call me a model?
Yeah, of course. I love you. You're beautiful.
Oh, shit. Thanks. Nah, well, I don't know. 2 podcasts ago, you were talking about how I'm disgusting, but it's okay. You motherfucker.
But I am a man of honor, okay? I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree when I don't disagree. I'm not going to agree when I agree.
I fucking hate you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so you didn't get it. Was it something that like you carried with yourself? Like, did it prevent you? Did it make you sad in any type of way? Or you were like,
fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ha ha, loser.
Did you know I actually took growth pills before?
No.
Yeah. I took growth pills.
What the? For your dick?
No.
I know you had a penis pump.
I'd have a penis pump too.
Okay, we'll get to that story.
Right. So when I was
I didn't know this about you, you fucking loser. You're a fucking loser.
So when I was 18.
Fucking loser, you were 18, dude.
When I was 18, I was in the military, right?
Okay.
And you're very familiar with my best friend.
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
So we went to boot camp together.
Yeah.
And then we got, it was lucky for us to go to MOS school, even though we had different MOSs, which is our jobs. It was different jobs, but it was at the same base.
Okay.
So we got really lucky, which is super cool. We got to hang out together. So we had a plan where we're like, what if this is our chance to completely revamp ourselves and then come back?
Come back to the
to the hood, to like, you know, to the homies, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, cool. What are we gonna do? So we're like, okay, let's get jacked because we came out of boot camp skinny as fuck. I went into boot camp 165. I came out 130.
Oh.
I was only 130 pounds. Fucking lost all muscle, everything, right? He probably
You had a lot of muscle before when you went in?
165 was not bad.
That doesn't mean you have muscle.
Oh, I had muscle, I guess, because I was lifting. And
are you like in fitness or something?
Now I am.
Okay.
My best friend, he's 6 feet tall, and he graduated, I think, weighing like 145 or something, and he's 6 feet, you know? So we come out fucking just skin and bones. Let's revamp ourselves. So we would go to the chow hall, which is where you get food. And what's dope about military bases, it's kind of like hometown buffet style. You can put on as much food as you want, and whatever is laid there, you could just pile it on. So breakfast, I would always go to the omelet guy, and I would tell him, like, give me ate eggs, ham, avocado. Like my breakfasts were like 2,000 calories, and I would pound it. And I would also go to the salad bar, where they have like the hard boiled eggs that's like cold, peel a bunch of those. So we were pounding food, and then we looked online and we found these growth pills. Don't know if they work. I mean, obviously it didn't work.
Growth for height specific?
Height specifically. And then on the website.
And your best friend wanted it too?
No, it was just for me because he was happy with his height.
Okay.
So we got these.
Wait. So your revamping criteria or plan was get muscle?
No. This is our.
Oh fuck! I can't wait.
So we both had a vision. Okay, our visions were the same, except he has 2 goals. I have 3. So he already has the height, no problemo. The first goal is get bigger muscles.
Okay, that's the unified goal.
The second one is to come back with a bigger dick. Obviously, no one in the hood knows how big our dicks are, but we're gonna come back with some fucking big dicks.
How did you guys come up with that?
The big dicks?
Yeah. So it was just one guy brought it up, or were you both like, hey, I've seen your dick, I've seen my dick, we're kind of the same? Like, how did that come about?
I mean, you'd be the only person that knows if it was the same or not.
Okay. So his ex-best friend is my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I would know. But I actually forgot. Anyway.
Well, good.
I didn't even think of that.
I don't know. Oh, you know what? It's this. I think we both have been to boot camp.
Okay.
Boot camp is a wild place, right? You spend a lot of naked time with 80 to 90 dudes.
Because you guys have to shower together?
Shower together, yeah.
That's the only time you guys are naked?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're with 80 or 90 dudes, a lot of gossip happens after.
Like what?
Like, we'll be like, dude, did you see that guy? That guy has a breakfast burrito.
Oh, shit.
And you're like, holy fucking shit. I didn't even know.
Right, because dicks are super important to guys.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I remember.
I have no idea why, but it's ingrained in our fucking dumb DNA. Okay?
Yeah, it is.
And we're like, dude, did you see how fucking fat the fucking rooster was on that guy? And so for us, we're like, we need to get ours bigger. I don't know if ours is average. I don't know if it's below average, above average. I don't know. But we just see some guy that's just walking around with a straight up like 7-Eleven bean and cheese burrito. And some dudes, our silkies that in the military that you wear, some dudes are standing there in formation and it just plops out. Because it just unravels. It's like taking a cinnamon roll and you just roll it out. And you're just like, whoa. So that was our goal. So starting hitting the weights, pounding the food.
Okay, wait, what did you do? Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And then we took dick pills, got some penis pumps, and I also got the height pills.
So those were the only goals?
Yeah.
Change your body physically.
Yeah.
Get a bigger dick.
Yeah.
He stopped there. You continued with one more.
Get the height. And then so I remember going on the website. I was like Googling trying to like find like the best height pill. And then this one kind of.
What does that look like?
It's the bottle is black.
No. What is you searching and scouring
Just
the
Google
fucking?
It. Yeah, like how to get taller, like height pills or whatever.
And then were you reading reviews?
Yeah, and there's like transformation. Oh, I was 5'10", I'm like 6'1". I'm like, oh shit, that's pretty good. I just need like 2 inches. And then so I would just read these reviews. I'm like, okay, cool. And then
were there any side effects to any of them?
I don't care about side effects. Yeah.
Okay.
The thing that I read that I was like, oh, this kind of makes sense was I think one of them was like cartilage based. It was like because of this, it helps you grow with cartilage. So it puts like your cartilage between your spine, like it helps it grow that. So like your spine gets taller and longer. I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. So I bought those pills.
How much were they?
I don't remember. But yeah, like I would take them in the morning, take them at night, along with all my other supplements. Like I was taking like nitric oxide, which is, I mean, just like vasodilator, protein, like my multivitamin, all that stuff. I was just take all those. And I had my dick pills, and then I had my height pills.
You're fucking lame, dude. I'm just kidding.
After 3 months, dick stayed the same size. And we were pumping too. There's times where like I'd ask me, did you pump? Because we're trying to we're trying to double it, because we thought if we take dick pills and get a dick pump and squeeze.
And what did the dick pill promise?
It's like Pornhub. Like it just shows like a dick and it goes, whew, and you're like, whoa, that's tight. So it doesn't. You just look like it's way bigger. You know. So we're like, okay, let's take them. I took those pills.
What was the selling point with the dick pump? Where did you find this? How did you even hear about it? Was it also Google?
It's just all like GIF ads. You know, like you have a dick in a pump.
Were you on Pornhub and then it just popped up?
I don't even know if Pornhub was back then. I don't even know if it existed back then.
Okay, I don't know.
But you just see a dick in a pump and you just see it go.
And you did that every day?
Yeah, we did.
And what is that? What is that? Can you walk me through what that is like?
Yeah,
it's pretty hot actually.
So you get your dick.
It has to be half chub, complete, just whatever it is. Just
what I found works the best is if you're already hard.
So you had to bust a nut first and then
no, don't bust a nut. You just get yourself hard.
So then what would you do to get yourself hard?
You watch some porn. And then.
And how do you prevent yourself from busting?
Oh, you bust after.
Okay. So would it turn you on to pump it?
No, what the?
Hey, I'm a journalist right now, all right?
The pump is on this side.
I'm just doing the investigative work here, okay?
The pump is right here. You hear?
Don't judge me.
Okay, the pump is right here.
You're the fucking one with the dick pump and the pills, bro.
Okay, the pump is right here.
The pump, okay.
It's right here, okay? I'm not touching it. I'm not even looking at it. I don't even know it exists.
Okay.
I cleaned it because I washed it the other day. Okay. I'm watching my porno, and then I'm jacking it. It's hard now. Now I grab it.
Okay.
I put it on, and then I try to squeeze and try to like make it engorge and get bigger.
Did it work? Not the size part of it, but does it get engorged and does it look bigger?
It looks bigger, but now looking back, I don't think your dick gets bigger. I think it just sucks your dick in more. So you know, every dude outside of the external dick, every dude has another like 2 to 4 inches of dick inside.
Excuse me? Like when it's soft and then it grows, or what are you talking about?
No, every dude, whatever you see on the outside, has 2 to 4 inches of dick inside.
Inside of what?
Inside their body.
Okay.
So your dick isn't. It's like if this is your dick, it's not attached to the skin and it's just wobbling around. The dick is inside, which is why you can't just bend the dick all the way down when it's hard, right? Like when you try to pull the dick down, it goes doing because it has the other parts inside, stuck inside.
Okay.
So what I realized is, so this is my pubic area, is it just sucked the inside of the dick out more, so it looks bigger. But what it is just a giant hickey on my dick, like it's pulling my dick out.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's growing, but it's not. It's just pulling the inside. Because when people have micro penis, that's the surgery. Like the ligaments that are attaching the inside of their dick, they cut those ligaments so that inside of the dick can now come out. That's the micro penis surgery. Because you technically have 2 to 4 more inches like inside of your body.
Yeah, I can understand the concept that you're talking about because when I would pump our son's breast milk. Yeah. To keep him alive and give him nutrients, not just to waste my own time.
Well, I'm pumping for your nutrients.
Well, it didn't work, did it?
I think you're pretty tall.
What does that mean? So it's in relation to my height. That's why I don't think it worked. Because if I were short, it'd be huge. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying my nutrients went really good when we swallowed every time.
No, I was already tall when I met you, bro. Anyway, so I can relate to it because when I would pump for Taika, you know, it's the sucking motion because it's getting your breast milk out. Yeah. It sucks to the point where like your whole tit is like getting sucked inside the tubing.
Yeah. So it probably looks like your nipples are getting longer, but not really. It's just like cupping, right? Yeah. Like when you get cupping done, it's not like your back gets looser. Yeah. It's just the skin goes into the cups.
Yeah. How long did you do it for?
Oh man, I'm disciplined. So
I know that's what I'm asking.
I think I did like 2-3 months probably.
Oh.
So I would take my pills, start pumping away, and then take it off, and then I would jack off because you got to finish. You can't waste the boner, and then we do that all the time. And I would wash it, and then we came back, and we had another homie join us too.
So excuse me? What do you mean join you? Join you and
join us in our quest.
Oh, okay.
To get bigger dicks.
So it was just a big dick quest at this point.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Did we abandon the height and the physique?
No. So I came back, obviously, when I was done, thinking I was going to be like 6 feet with a fucking 10-inch dick. Yeah. And I come back, and I'm like 5'8" and a half maybe.
And now probably a little bit pudgy.
And I definitely put on muscle, but my dick was the same size too. So I only accomplished one of the 3 goals.
Okay. So then at that point, when you came back, were you like, this is stupid?
I thought I was going to come back and be able to, like, you know, bang on some fools. But I think everyone
And bang on some chicks.
But I think everyone just goes, oh, that's exactly the same bar I remember.
Right, because you went in and came out the same.
Yeah.
They didn't see the in-between of you losing like 30 pounds.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, Bart's like 170, which is exactly what I remembered when he left. Except they don't know that I went down to 130 and I had to come all the way back up.
Yeah, so then the homie that joined you, how did you get him to join?
We're just talking about like dick sizes all the time. And then he was like, oh, shit. Like, he's like, my dick is actually pretty long, but it's not wide. Maybe I could get it wider. I'm like, yeah, dude, you got to join the crew. So he got his. And he was pumping away too.
I don't know if my crew in high school, even college, was weird or not, but we didn't have those conversations. We didn't have the titty conversations. We didn't have the body conversations.
So were you guys like not close?
No, we were really close.
It doesn't seem like you guys are good friends.
But it maybe not. Fine, maybe not. But yeah, we didn't have those conversations. I wasn't on a quest for any of that.
What kind of conversations did you have? That was more important than titty size.
What did we have? It was like relationship conversations, you
Like
know,
what?
feelings. Like my boyfriend did this, so we're gonna do that, or like work this, or like my career that. You know, things that progress you in life.
Yeah, you guys aren't close.
Is that what it is?
It sounds like dental office conversations. Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I file taxes. Oh, really? I see you're married. Oh, yeah, we've been married for 15 years.
Maybe I'm not interested in it. So maybe they wanted to talk about that, but I can only see it from my own perspective, and I don't really give a fuck about that shit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like I don't care hearing about your pussy and your titties. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. Maybe I'm the fucking prude in the group.
No,
And they're like, we can have this conversation with this bitch. This bitch is boring.
No, I think most girls don't think about it. I think it's a very guy thing. Guys are weird.
Yeah. I can't recall buying anything like that. Like I don't think I bought any gimmicky things like that. It could also be because I just didn't have money, maybe.
Or maybe you're tall already. You don't need to.
But I did buy into I was definitely into like my body image. So I always wanted to be slender.
So did you buy like a
what was that fucking
Thigh
thing?
Master or an ab roller or ab cruncher?
No, luckily for me, my mom already had like the fucking, what is it? The stair climber? No, not the stair climber. It was Nordic Track.
Yeah.
She had that. She already had a stationary bike. So I was definitely the only one in the whole house using it.
Yeah.
But I did buy the diet thing that like the fat burner that they like hydroxy cut, I think maybe.
Xenadrin maybe? It had that Fedra in it?
Yeah.
Probably Xenadrin.
I had that in college.
Did you like it?
Oh man, I was fucking like like fucking jaw clenching, and I was just gnarly that I'm like, okay, this is weird.
I took that too.
So I didn't take it for very long.
But then that's when I realized that everything's about diet, because I would eat exactly the same, like fried chicken, pizza, and all that
and
stuff.
nothing changed.
Yeah, I'm just cracked out and fat.
Yeah. The other thing I did do was like I would follow when I heard about like the lemon cayenne pepper like that diet, which is like more of a would call it like a detox. So you don't eat for a week or some shit like that. It's so fucking unhealthy for you.
Yeah.
I even think I did it while we were together.
Yeah, I remember. I remember us going to a specific, I don't know if it was a Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods, because it needs a specific grade of maple syrup.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you can't just put Aunt Jemima's
what a
or whatever.
loser. Yeah, I did that. And I think that was kind of the extent of the crazy shit I bought. I guess another gimmicky thing that you can say I bought was maybe like a push-up bra, but that's the extent of that.
Yeah. Why did you ask about the height thing? I feel like it went on a giant tangent.
No. It's right. Because I was watching a JK News clip on Instagram where you said that was an insecurity of yours. And I've asked you our entire relationship because obviously, or maybe it's not obvious, I'm taller than you by 2 feet. So, you know, we've always had this conversation. Like, does it, not always, but at least in the beginning, I had the conversation with you like, hey, does it make you feel uncomfortable that I'm taller than you? And I was always under the impression that didn't matter to you.
So my height is with myself. Like for you, when you're 5'10", 5'11", I'm like, you're hot the way you are. But I didn't fulfill my own vision board. So it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. I know it has nothing to do with me.
That's why when you were like, oh, I'm tall and I'm going to wear heels to this event. I'm like, yeah, do you.
Yeah.
Like, look as fabulous, as gorgeous as you want.
Yeah.
It's you. It's for me. Where I know like the type of athlete I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, like, my childhood hero was Michael Johnson. Do you know who Michael Johnson is?
Michael Johnson. No.
At that time, he
Is he
was,
the runner?
yeah, the fastest man alive.
Then I do know him.
Fucking jacked, big ass legs, whatever.
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm like a data freak, you know? So I would like look up all these people's stats and stuff. And I was like, oh, damn, I noticed all of the fastest people in the world are generally between 5'10", 5'11". Because once you get above 5'11", your femurs are too long. You start slowing down. Except Usain Bolt, he has freak genetics where he's the only one over 6 feet. Where somehow the way that his body is shaped, he can't take off as fast as some of his counterparts. But the minute
he covers more ground.
But the minute he hits like the 20 meter, 30 meter mark, he has that extra 7th gear that no one has, and he's just pulling away. You know, he's never the fastest off the takeoff. But Michael Johnson, he would just look like a Van Damme. I just like that look where it's like you like an X frame, balanced, still nimble. And so I just always wanted to be like a 5'11", 6 feet. Everyone that I ever liked, like Reggie Bush, running back, everyone I just liked was like around that height. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to like, or even like Derek Fisher from the Lakers. Yeah. You know, like I always wanted to be there. And so as I got older, I didn't get there. So I was like, oh fuck, I just felt like, damn, I didn't become who I wanted to be. Yeah. So I was like, what can I do? And I started looking into pills and all that stuff. And then I think once I realized there's just nothing I can do, then now it's up to me to accept it. Yeah. So I was like, well, fuck it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's all literally you can do unless you get some type of surgery because it bugs you that much.
Yeah, but then also, like, there is surgery, right? Like, you can, like, get your tibia extended, but then you lose...
athleticism, for sure.
There's a huge chance to lose athleticism because you have to learn how to walk again. Your neurons aren't attached to the same place. Your muscles aren't attached to the same place. I have 30 something.
Your bone's more vulnerable, right? Like, you can break it.
I don't know about that because I do know they put metal plates in.
Oh, shit.
But I have 30 years of learning this body. And if I start from scratch, you're starting as a baby of learning the extra inch or two. Yeah. Right. So for me, I was like, it's probably not worth to get a surgery like that. I don't want to, because for me, it's about the athlete. It's not just about the looks. Yeah. And then I think at a certain point, I was like, well, this is what it is. So I just got to live with what I got and be happy with what I have. So I'm not insecure about it. But then I think for JK News, I was answering more of, what would I change? And that's what I would change. But I'm not insecure about that anymore.
I see. Yeah. Because it did catch me off guard because what I was saying was, you know, during our relationship, excuse me, it was something that I brought up, not because of it having to do anything with me, because an insecurity is never on the other person. It's literally your own insecurity.
Yeah, but some people put it on other people.
Yeah, but that's immature as fuck.
Some people be like, don't wear heels because you're going to be taller than me or whatever.
Yeah. If you're one of those people listening right now, it's 100% you. Like, don't blame it on the other person. That's fucked up. But because I've always been very open about that, and we've had conversations about that, when I heard that it was an insecurity, the way it was presented, it could all be a misunderstanding at this point, that I was like, what? So it did take me off guard, and I was like, oh, I want to talk about that. That's why I brought it up. Yeah, so I didn't think it was anything to do with me.
I see.
Yeah, so I get it now. It's definitely not an insecurity. It's just your vision board, which is also something that I like. We all have our own vision boards, whether we like to believe it or not. Even now, like I was telling you earlier, I even still have my own vision board. Like, I want to be... So my vision board for this next 30 years, maybe even just 10 years of my life, but honestly, for the rest of my life, this is my vision board for myself.
So from...
now till I die. This is my vision board for myself.
Now till you die?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is my vision board for myself. I always want to look capable physically.
Okay.
Right? So I want to look capable physically, and I want to be physically capable. So that's why I know I constantly want to...
What's your definition of capable, though? Because everyone's different, too.
I don't want to be, like, older, like, where I'm in my, like, 50s, 60s, even 70s. Like, I want to be like your mom. She's very physically capable.
You think she's capable?
I think she's capable. Like, I've seen her climbing rocks and stuff. She gets on like all the climbing toys at a park with Taika. Like, for her age, she's really physically capable. Can she lift the weights and do all that stuff? Probably not now because she's never done it, but we can build her up to it because
Yeah.
her foundation is really, really good.
So you just want to be like nimble and kind of like have
Absolutely.
mobility.
Yeah, because that still gives me the option to build upon it if I want to go into strength training.
Because when I think capable, I think triathlete.
Okay,
Like
so we have different.
swim far, run far.
Okay,
You know?
so we have different definitions, but
Yeah.
that's my definition of
I
it.
see.
To where if I need to run with my grandkids or like I don't know, I just don't feel like I just don't want to be held back by my physical limitations. Because if you have a physical limitation, it's either self-induced or it's just unfortunate you just have bad genetics. So I want it to be one of those. I don't want it to be self-induced. So if I can control that, I want to control it. So that's one of them. The other one is I want to still be stylish. Like I still like I look at grandmas and I understand where it comes from, but for my own vision board, I always want to look well put together. And I think for me, remember, this is my own opinion. This is my own vision board. But for me, when I get older, I know that it's quick to look like a faded version of yourself, right? Because now you have gray hair, your skin's more pale, like, or lighter, like you just look old.
Some people rock it even better.
Yes, and that's what I want to do.
Like there's those super artistic, like whether interior designers or they got like the red brim glasses.
Yeah.
And they rock the silver hair like really good.
That's my vision board.
I
I want to look like that. I don't want to just fall into being old and just now I'm just this grandma, that like just does grandma shit.
Yeah, it's almost like as if you're accepting your expiration date.
Yeah, so it's like for me, I just want to be rocking it out until my clock stops.
Yeah.
So that's my vision board. And obviously, constantly working on myself and doing all that. Like, so that's never gonna stop because I'm always gonna try to achieve more out of myself in all aspects of mental and like all of that. But just the appearance of it is that's what I want it to be. Yeah. So you don't have that for yourself?
My vision board, I think I'm living my vision board.
But so you would continue it. This is it till you die.
Yeah, I would continue it. I think the person that I want to be is someone that's physically capable, and for me, that's like I want to be strong and have endurance. And I want to be emotionally capable, like be there for you, be there for our kids. And I want to be,
Sorry, I'm not laughing. It's just Mia farted.
Oh.
She's like right here.
I want to be intellectually capable.
Yeah.
Which that's something that I don't think I have a problem with because like I'm like a info junkie. I just love learning constantly about random things. But I want to keep progressing in that way. Yeah. The only thing that I'm insecure about now that I don't even think is an insecurity, it's more of a reality, is that I can't fight. That's the only thing.
Fight? What's your definition of fight?
Like I can't defend myself. That's
Against whom? Like a fucking professional fighter? Because against the average American, you can fucking dominate 90% of the people.
I can, but it's gonna take some effort. Like I want to be where I am, like my definition of defending myself, I want to be able to do it like with my eyes closed.
But the only way to get that way is if you've trained since you were like fucking 5.
Or just train hardcore for 5 to 10 years. But pretty much like any purple belt, like in jiu-jitsu, you don't even have to be black belt. Any purple belt can go to almost 99% of the situation, and you can probably tie both of their feet together or tie one arm behind their back, and they can defend themselves even from an NFL linebacker. Like they just understand body mechanics, probability. Okay, if there's this stance, there's only this many types of attacks that's going to come my way.
Yeah, but you can get to that in 5 years.
I know.
That's nothing.
But because I haven't started that journey.
Oh, it's still something that you hold on to until you start it and continue it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Like one thing that really resonated with me was I was hearing like this little mini speech on Instagram Reels by Yako. Shout outs to Yako. He's the main combatives instructor at Sheepdog Response, which is Tim Kennedy's self-defense course. And what he was saying is like, he was pretty much saying like everyone has like a dark zone, black zone. And black zone is when you give up, you're like, holy fuck, this is crazy. My life's going to end, whatever, right? And I think he was saying like red zone is when like you feel really, really scared, but you don't want to pull the plug. You don't need to like pull the plug on yourself. Like it's really dangerous, but you there still might be a little bit of hope. Yellow is like, oh, the situation's like manageable. It's like whatever. And after I think whooping everyone's ass in the whole class, he was letting everyone know. He goes, I know most of you guys probably got to the red zone today. Because we're not going to get you into the black zone, which is probably like 10 people surrounding you all with guns. And you're literally like, just shoot me then. Like no one's in a hostage situation like that. But he goes, dealing with everyone, I never get in the yellow zone. Not even the
never get in the what? Yellow?
Yeah, I never get in the yellow zone.
Oh, shit.
He's like,
He's
literally
just been doing it for that
He's
long.
like, literally like, because I put myself in the uncomfortable so much with black belts, that when I'm dealing with any common regular person,
That's awesome.
it's easier than like ironing my pants.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what people mean by when they say control what you can. I don't think like, so you hear that being thrown around specifically like on Instagram and social media and stuff that gets thrown out a lot. And I don't think a lot of people even understand what that means. And that's literally an example of control what you can and putting yourself in difficult situations so that when something difficult happens in real life, it's not even that difficult. Or like you don't panic. You're controlled.
Yeah. It's your whatever your daily dues that you're paying is so much harder than what is happening.
Yeah.
And that's the way you want to be. You want to be more prepared than life. You don't want life to hand you tests.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like life should be easier than what you dish out to yourself.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, like that's when I feel like I could defend myself.
Yeah.
When he is like literally anything that, because if I get into a scuffle, like let's say if I'm at a bar and like something happens,
You're in a yellow.
I'm like immediately in the yellow, and I have to gauge like, oh shit, what the fuck is gonna happen? Like, is this guy trained? Or I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm like trying to assess, does this guy have any attributes? Oh, this guy looks like he has like big legs. Can I kick him in? Like I have to think, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to think. Like the minute someone grabs him, he's just like, oh, you know, it's like if Taika, I can literally be like this and tell Taika to come attack me from the back and nothing's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna come and I'll just go like this, and then that's literally how he
Feels about it. Everything.
every other full-sized adult.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to get to that level.
Got it.
Because then that is when I feel like, you know, I want to get to where you have $1 million in your bank and then you're trying to make decisions on something that costs $10.
Yeah.
Versus right now, my self-defense is I have $1,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
And every decision is like $500 or more.
Yeah.
So it's like I can cover it, but is it going to take out half?
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean.
Got it. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a good insecurity to have.
So for me, but it's not even an insecurity because it's reality. Like I've
Yeah.
been to enough courses and I grapple with enough people that anytime I go against someone high level, I get my ass handed to me. And I'm like, okay, there it is. That's the same results that I've been expecting. And
That's where I'm at.
yeah, it never changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are cool insecurities to have and I still think it's an insecurity because it's something that you're not happy with. And I think it's really good to have insecurities because it really shows you where your weaknesses are and how much you care about yourself to want to see that as something that's sticking out that you don't like about yourself. And now the cool part is you have choice to change it.
Maybe that's where it is, where it's good to have your insecurity match your reality.
Yeah.
Because then you can change it. Because on the flip side, the typical frat bro or bar bro, they're the ones that have $500 in their bank account and they're like, I'll buy anything that's $1 million.
Yeah, it's just
because they never been tested, you know. So they're just like, dude, yeah, bring in a UFC fighter in here, you know.
Yeah, that's just not being self-aware, man. Well, thank you for clearing that up, because I was definitely like, wait a minute. I mean, it was one of those where I'm like, wait, did I miss something here? What happened? But no, everything's cleared up now. I get it. And I do like your insecurities, even though you don't really call them insecurities, you call them reality, because yeah, it's only going to make you a really dope person. I have a ton of insecurities,
Yeah.
but they're all things that I can control, you know, like, it's mainly more centered around wanting to be more knowledgeable at things, just being smarter. Like I'm insecure about like my cooking. I'm insecure about so many things. a ton, but I know how to change those.
You want to be a way better cook, or you want to have
Absolutely.
way
I
more
want
knowledge?
I want to be comfortable in every area of my life.
Oh.
Yeah, where I'm like,
What's
okay,
your
cool.
definition of comfortable, though?
Where I have answers to certain questions that do pop up. So in the kitchen, for example, what are we gonna eat today? Right now, I'd be like, fuck, I don't know. I'm just gonna order something. I don't want to think about it because there's so much thinking involved because I don't know. Like I would have to sit there and really strategize. Whereas if you've exercised that muscle or if you've learned enough about culinary arts, then you can just look at a couple ingredients the way you do it. Like you're not like a world-class chef, but you can definitely cook something up that's yummy.
It's literally on the cover of the book that you own.
What's literally on the cover of the book?
Acid, heat, fat, salt. If you have those 4 things, it's going to taste yummy. So you start with the acid. What do you got? You got some lemon juice. You got some vinegar. You got some ponzu. And then heat. Turn up the stove. Fat. What do you got? Some kind of protein like bacon. You got, or even olive oil. You know, sometimes something tastes kind of dry. Like when you go to Subway, you ever notice that like if you don't tell them, you just go as is. When they make the cold cut trio, they'll take olive oil and put it in. And then, but then when you eat it, it's because, now there's like so much more. It's not dry. It's not a dry sandwich. So it's a mayo, you put some fat in there and then salt, seasoning.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just being comfortable with that.
But what I'm saying is, I think to be comfortable, all you got to find is the 3 or 4 things that make up anything.
Of course. And that's what I'm saying too, that I want to find what those are.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then
with cooking, I just showed it to you. Now you're good.
Well, I'm not good until I apply it. And now it's ingrained in me. So
Very
kind
true.
of like you're fighting. It's like, yeah, you understand in theory.
Yeah.
And like you can look at it, but it's not until it's applied and now you're tested.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh shit, I need more work, or okay, I'm pretty comfortable here.
That's true. You got to test it. Yeah.
Right. So in order to be comfortable, you don't have to think about it anymore. It's just second nature.
Yeah.
Something needs to become second nature in order for you to be comfortable with it, right? Like you're comfortable with breathing because you don't think about it anymore because it's part of who you are. But if you're constantly thinking about, okay, I got to breathe in. Okay, how long do I breathe in for? Okay, now I got to breathe out. Wait, but how long should I hold it? Like, let me look in this book. Do I need to hold it for 10 seconds, 2 seconds? But it's like, now we know you breathe in for 1, let it go for 1, So it's like, it's thoughtless. That's what I'm saying. I want to be comfortable in that way where it can be thoughtless.
I see.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, so that's why,
What happened? Why'd you sigh so hard?
Oh, because I just needed to explain that.
Oh.
Yeah, because you were like teaching me about cooking, and I was like, no, I get it. But I was explaining
but you
my
don't
cooking.
get it, though.
I do get it, bro.
I'm just kidding.
I'm going to fuck you up. So that's like when I first got breast implants, and people were like, oh my gosh, she's so insecure. Like she bases all her identity with like her physical stuff. And I was just like, oh man, that's so crazy that you guys don't see things. I mean, now it's different, right? Because I've had these boobs for almost 10 years now, and things have progressed so much. And because of social media and stuff, you see how many people have.
You know what the irony is?
What?
The people that said you're insecure, they're insecure about you being insecure.
What do you mean?
That's the irony.
What do you mean?
Because if they were secure, they wouldn't care about what you do.
Oh, absolutely. That's true.
So it's because they've already latched their identity onto this geo that they knew.
Yeah.
And they're like, cool. And then when this geo changes, they're like, why the fuck did you change? Oh my God, it's your insecurity, but this just their projection.
Yeah.
Because they finally found something that they related to them,
Yeah. So yeah, when that happened, and I was getting that reception, which wasn't even a lot, like everyone was super supportive and wonderful with it. But those things.
But I see that all the time. It's like, oh my God, why did Brad Pitt shave his head? And it's like,
why not?
He could do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Like you're insecure about someone else's stuff.
Yeah. But it just, and I can see where they come from because it paints a picture of like you're not satisfied with who you are and like what God gave you and all this stuff, and it's like, duh. But like, who says that's a bad thing? Like wanting something different or having your vision board of what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should have a vision board. Everyone should always want to strive for bigger and better, without like having to obsess over it or having it be unhealthy, but definitely always looking to becoming a better version of yourself in every aspect, like a better friend, a better lover, a better child, a better civilian, or a better citizen, like all these, we can always be working on ourselves to be better. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to physically be better, physically capable, physically um, well, yeah, capable, but also looking like you're capable. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What's that one quote? I think it's by like Socrates or Plato, but they said it's pretty much like it's a tragedy if you live your life without finding what your physical like limits or
like, yeah, what your body's capable of.
Yeah,
it is a tragedy
because it's this literally your own like vehicle, your own meat vehicle that you get to go through life, and it's a tragedy to like not take the potential and like turn the potential to see what you're really made out of.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. We would have to make time for it. But, and this is so cuny because this is something I was telling Taika, because right now we're in a phase where Taika's very emotional about things. And if something is too intimidating for him or he doesn't understand it right away, he wants to give up on it. So he's about to do a jiu-jitsu competition this Saturday. And so there's a lot of tournament classes that are happening. So his normal schedule is Monday through, we'll say, Thursday. He has jiu-jitsu for 1 hour. Now, since it's tournament prep time, he has jiu-jitsu for 2 hours a day now. And he had jiu-jitsu on the weekends. So instead of training for 4 days a week, he's actually training for 6 days a week. So in all of that, he was kind of expressing that his body's a little bit tired, a little bit sore, and he just doesn't want to do it anymore. He goes, and I'm like, hey, I'm like, only losers talk like that, man. Like, we're not losers in this house. Like, Kwans are not losers. He goes, but I want to be a loser. And I'm like, okay, if you're a loser, because we were taught. So kind of backtracking a little bit more. He wanted to, when you're in California, he sleeps in my bed. When you come back, it's like bittersweet because he's super happy that his papa's back because he adores you. But then it's bitter because he no longer gets to sleep with mom. He's always questioning why. So he's like, why can't I sleep with mom? And I'm like, well, because papa's my husband and I'm his wife, and husband and wife, we sleep together. So he's like, I want a wife. So I'm drawing from that conversation and pulling it into this loser conversation. And I'm like, hey, but if you're a loser, you're not going to find a wife. Wives don't like losers. I'm like, we need to be winners. Okay. And being a winner is not easy. That's why, being a loser is easy, because you just stop and you don't do anything. You don't move your body. Your body's not going to be, it's not going to be able to do everything you want it to do. Your brain, you're not going to be able to think properly. And your wife's not going to I'm just kind of laying it all out for him. I'm like, winners have to work for it. Winning is hard, but because it's hard, you get all these tools. So I'm just trying to break it down to him how he needs to be a winner.
Yeah.
I forgot how I got to this tangent because I got so excited about talking to fucking
Taika.
Yeah, talking about him. What was my point I was trying to make?
I don't know.
I was drawing the parallel of what I just said about wanting more for the avatar and all that stuff. And I think basically I'm just saying how I'm instilling that into Taika right now.
Yeah.
Of telling him being a winner or trying to achieve what you want in life is never going to be easy, because it is supposed to be hard because you've never done it before. So if it feels like you're in a hard place right now, that's where you want to be, because in order to be where you see yourself in that vision board or in the future, you've never been there. That's why it's called the future, right? It's not present, it's future. So in order to get to the future, you have to become a different version of yourself, a better version of yourself, so that you can get to your future. That becomes your new present, and then you have another vision board. So that's what I was trying to get to the bottom of.
Yeah, and that lesson, I think, is one of the most important lessons you can teach not only kids, but
anyone.
Because it has compounding returns.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that I thank my mom for was when I was, I don't know if I was in 5th grade or something. I remember going to Taiwan for a summer, and we stayed there for a month or two. And at that age, you learn stuff fast, but you also forget stuff fast. And I came back, and I was a brown belt in Kung Fu, and I didn't want to go anymore because I was running through my thoughts. I was like, okay, cool, Monday we got to go to school, and then I have Kung Fu after. And I was like, okay, what are some of the forms? And I'm like, oh my God, not only do I not remember my brown belt forms, I don't remember green belt, orange, yellow. I don't remember any of the forms. And I remember my mom going, okay, we got to go to Kung Fu. And I started crying. I was scared.
You're embarrassed.
Yeah, I was embarrassed. I was scared. I felt like I was starting with the white belt. And I just committed 4 years of my life to this, And then my mom pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. And finally I went. And she's like, you know what? No stress. Because I think she even talked to the Sifu about it. And then the Sifu was like, you know what? No stress. Don't wear a belt. Because like when I put the belt on, you feel like
It
there's this
means
burden,
something.
right? You're a
Yeah.
senior in this place.
Yeah.
He's like, don't even wear a belt. And in the way a lot of like martial art formations are, it's the highest belt in the front and then the lowest belt in the back. He goes, come in as a white belt. Don't wear a belt. Stand in the back and then just use your eyes. And if you remember the form, do the form. If you don't, go sit down. No stress. And I did it, and it started coming back real quick. Boom, 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 boom. In no time, I got it. Then went from brown belt, took my red belt, got my black belt. And when I got my black belt, it's such a long journey, like maybe like 6-7 year journey. I got a big certificate, and I was like, cool. Like I actually finished something before I finished something. Like most people don't really finish something until they graduate high school.
Yeah.
Right. That's their first thing. They're like, oh shit, I just spent 12 years getting this thing. I finally finished something as like a 10 or 11-year-old. So I finished something. And the reason why I say it has compounding returns is because in every phase of life, when you hit something hard, the last thing you think about is the last hard thing you did.
Yeah.
And then you compare. And that's your internal motivation.
Yeah.
You know, so now when I'm like trying to study, trying to get into UCLA, I'm like, dude, man, it's 4 years. That's so long. I'm like, dude, I just spent 7 years getting a black belt. Okay, yeah, that's no problem. I could do it, you know?
Yeah.
And you need to do that. Or even when like in boot camp, when it gets hard and some people quit, I'm like, what do you mean? Like I've been a monk for like 2 weeks. I took a vow of silence. I remember what it's like be still for like hours at a time. Okay, cool. So like, that's why it's so important.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's so hard. I mean, it's so hard, but so important to get people to a place where they accomplish something themselves so that the next hard thing, because life is just going to continue getting harder. Once they get harder, they think back to the last hard place they were at and they're like, okay, what were the tools that I had? And then they're able to compare and get better and better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's one thing I definitely want to instill in Taika specifically is that like, hey, in order to be a winner, you have to feel uncomfortable. Anytime you don't feel uncomfortable, you need to level up. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the extent of the conversation with the 5-year-old. I have to like make it really small, but it's really big lessons.
Yeah.
And it's really rad that
and then
like
remind him the next day because he completely forgot.
Absolutely. I mean, mid-sentence, he probably already forgot.
Yeah,
like if I told him, hey, what did I say? He's gonna be like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, whatever. Something will stick at some point. I'm just keep throwing shit at his way.
I remember we were giving him like a pretty deep lesson this morning, and then while we're like changing him for school, and goes, I like this shirt. And I was like, all right. I'm like, every day it's like a sculpture, you know.
That's
so it's like
that's what it is.
Like 2 chips a day.
I mean, we do that now.
A day. Yeah. Yeah.
We're fucking about to be 40 and we do that now.
True.
Like how many times like have you been like, I've been saying that to you and it finally clicks?
Very true.
You know?
Yeah.
Or I do that to you where I'm like, dude, I've been telling you that. And you're like, but now I get it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We're never gonna stop doing that shit. But damn, I thought I was gonna catch you in an insecurity and be like, you're fucking mortal.
I am immortal. What are you talking about?
I know you're immortal. I just think I thought it would be CUNY.
Oh.
But I guess I was wrong. Thanks for lying to everybody.
What?
I'm just kidding. All right. On that note, I'm going to wrap it up here. But before I do, you have something to say.
This podcast is brought to you by Barbell Brigade. We literally do our best to make the sickest gear all the time. We got dope tees, dope hoodies, like this hoodie from the Shadow Collection. And we're always dropping new dope shit all the time. Supplements, they taste bomb, highly effective with clinically proven ingredients. And right now we have our Get Strong program, which is the exact same program I'm running to become the strongest version that I can be. So if you ever want dope fitness gear, go to barbellbrigade.com. It's me and Ma Bear's brand. We spent a lot of our time and energy making sure everything is super sick. So go check it out, go support, and see you guys next time.